देखिए, आज एंटरटेनमेंट के लिए जितने प्लेटफॉर्म्स अवेलेबल हैं टू एन ऑडियंस, तो उससे ना हमारा बड़ा फायदा हो रहा है, क्योंकि हमें ऑफ कोर्स पुराने टैलेंट्स तो देखने के लिए मिल ही रहे हैं, लेकिन यंग फ्रेश टैलेंट भी सामने आ रहा है, जिनमें से एक आज हमारी खास मेहमान है, जो सोशल मीडिया हो, वेब सीरीज हो या फिर म्यूजिक वीडियोस हो, अपने काम से, अपनी खूबसूरती से लोगों का दिल जीत रही हैं। आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट काशिका कपूर। ये यंग है, टैलेंटेड है, बहुत ही प्रॉमिसिंग है, और क्या क्या इनके आगे ड्रीम जॉब्स हैं, रोल्स हैं, वो सारी बातें इनसे हम करने वाले हैं। बट फर्स्ट थिंग्स फर्स्ट, काशिका, अ वार्म वेलकम ऑन पंजाब केसरी नवोदय टाइम्स।
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Okay, we are happy equally because it's really great to know that you're so young, और इतने यंग एज में ही इतना अचीव कर रहे हो, लोग पसंद कर रहे हैं आपके काम को। सो टेल मी, हाउ डज ऑल दैट एडुलेशन मेक यू फील?
Um, I'm really happy, but there's a lot more to do. And for me, I'm a person who's very, very not to boast, but I'm a person who needs to push myself to get to like work every day. I'm a person who can't sit idle. I have to work. So I have certain things I've planned out and a lot that I want to achieve. But of course, at the same time, everything we are usually created by our audience. There's no
Correct.
us without them. So I think anything that would make them happy, that would keep them content with our content is very, very important. So, yeah.
ओके, बट इतने यंग एज में कुछ अचीव करना, लोग आपको कमेंट कर रहे हैं, और
Yeah.
ट्रोल्स का भी जमाना है, राइट? सो ऐसे में डू यू
हाँ जी.
फील दैट रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑन योर शोल्डर्स, दैट पीपल एक्सपेक्ट सर्टेन काइंड ऑफ कंटेंट और समथिंग फ्रॉम यू?
No, I think to be very honest with you, I've been accepted. And I really, really am very grateful for that. And to be very honest, I think I'm 20 now. I started modeling when I was 16.
हाँ.
So I think 20 is the best age to learn at the same time, to know how the industry works, to balance it out, and to learn yourself that you've got to be a very strong and a hard person in this line. So
हम्म.
I think that's really nice for me because 10 years down the line, I can be like, I experienced this 10 years back and now I know how to handle myself. So
राइट,
I
राइट.
think it just makes things easier for you. And one good thing about me is that I'm learning everything at a very early age, like I said. So,
So at 20 now, is there something you would want to say to your 16-year-old self, जिसने जब शुरू किया था बहुत सारी बातें नहीं पता होंगी, जो आज शायद सीख ली हैं?
that I'm very, very proud of myself.
वाह.
I'm very proud of myself. I've had days and nights where I'd be in the shower crying and telling my parents that I don't have contacts. How am I going to do this? Because I've seen that everyone here somehow gets in, through contacts. But my parents were always like, "You're a very hardworking girl." Whether it was winning a championship back in the days as an athlete, or whether it was topping in class, I would always give 100% into doing whatever I do.
हम्म.
So there were nights, there were days because for me, I'm one person who I gave up on my social life, gave up on everything to be able to follow my passion and career. So for me, my career comes over and above everything. And like I told you, I'll never be happy till I see myself right there. But of course, I am. I'm very proud of myself. But I feel there's so much more to experience, so much more to achieve, so much more to do. But
हम्म.
it's been a journey. Till now, it's been a journey. I still remember starting from modeling, going to music videos, and then to a web series, and now to movies. So it's like I don't know, but I feel like God just had that path ready for me. All I had
राइट.
to do was just be able to take that path. So
करेक्ट.
I have, and it's been such a journey that now I've come to a point where I'm saying no to projects. So I'm literally filtering things out because I
हम्म.
feel that I wanna last in this industry, and to be able to last, you have to make the right decisions. So
करेक्ट.
I feel anything that is very, very appealing to the eye for the audience, that this is a story that is going to be told, anything that is positively going to impact them and give them a message, is something that I would like to do,
राइट.
something that I feel that the audience is going to approve of and accept and love,
हम्म.
because at the end of
हम्म.
the day, so anything any of that sort, and anything which is a decent role, and all of that, you know. So I have things filtered, I have things planned, and that's just how I'm going with
कशिका, बिफोर आई आस्क यू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, मैं ना एक बार ऑडियंस को बता दूं कि अगर आपको लग रहा है कि हम किसी 25-30 साल की लड़की से बात कर रहे हैं, ये महज 20 साल की है। इनके आंसर्स इतने मच्योर हैं कि आपको लगेगा कि बड़े मजे में एक्टर से आप बात कर रहे हैं जिसको सालों का इंडस्ट्री का एक्सपीरियंस है। बट ये एक अच्छी बात है कशिका, दैट यू नो यू हैव योर फीट ग्राउंडेड एंड आपका पाथ
Yeah.
आपको क्लियरली पता है कि यार ये तो अभी शुरुआत है, अभी मुझे आगे और जाना है, एंड भगवान की कृपा से आप आगे जाए भी। बट टेल मी, जर्नी कैसे शुरू हुई एट 16, वेयर हम अभी भी फिगर आउट कर रहे होते हैं ना, बहुत सारी लड़कियां की कैसे बाल बनाने हैं, कौन से कपड़े पहनने हैं। यू वर मॉडलिंग, फिर उसके बाद काम की शुरुआत की। तो हाउ डिड इट ऑल हैपन, कैसे शुरू हुआ?
So I made a decision when I was in fifth standard. I would go around in the house screaming that I'm going to be an actress, and my parents would be like, "Acha, ye phase hai, ye to jaane wala, it's going to go." And then when I reached, so my nana used to push me to go for Kathak. He would be like,
ओके।
"Go, it's going to help you someday." So bachpan se only I've been a classical dancer, and then uske baad मैंने मॉम एंड डैड को बताया था that you know I'm going to do it after my 10th. I'm doing my basic education and obviously going to be continuing my education, but let me focus on my acting part also. And
हम्म।
my dad was like, okay, fine, go for it, because I also got into London School of Economics, and my dad said, you have to sit down and make a decision. What do you want to do? Do you want to go to London, or do you want to stay here and follow your passion? So I said, I want to stay here. I know it's going to work out 100%. So I'm also a follower of The Secret, and I believe in, like, whatever you think is what you attract, and
राइट।
that's 100%. I've seen it; it's worked for me. So I always told them this, and then I happened to get called by this agency one day, and they told my parents, like, they had a word with my parents, a good meeting, and told them that this girl has it in her, and suggest, don't, like, you know, like, push it down, let her go for it. And that's when they had faith, and they saw that everything is moving my way. I started modeling. I got this project with Rohit Shetty. It's called Free Fire. So I became the face of this game Free Fire as Moko, in which I had to do a lot of action. And thankfully, I was also prepping for martial arts at the same. So it's like everything was just placed. I just had
हाँ।
to pick it up. That's it. So all of that happened, and then I started doing a lot of music videos. One day I was sitting down and I got a call from T Series saying that you know, we want to lock you for this. And I was like, but T Series usually takes people who are in house, or they usually take people who, you know, through and through. But I
हाँ।
was
हाँ।
like, really, like, you guys are taking me with like Arjun and Gurmeet, and they're so sweet. They are amazing people. I've had a lovely time working with them. So that happened, and I think T Series was the biggest change for me, because from there everything took like a turn. And you know, I
हम्म।
started getting a lot of work, a lot of music videos, and a lot of stuff. And at the same time, now I'm also doing a movie. So it's all going really well, and touch wood, it's all going well. I'm so
यस यस
grateful.
यस, एंड इट
But
शुड गो
yeah, it
ऑल
has.
वेल, क्योंकि बड़ी मेहनत और बड़ा
Thank
पैशन दिख रहा है कि you know what you want to achieve, so may God and the
you. Yeah.
whole manifestation thing work for you always. चलो, अभी वीडियोस की हम बात कर रहे हैं, म्यूजिक वीडियोस की, तो एक रीसेंट म्यूजिक वीडियो साजन रिलीज हुआ आपका, राइट? एंड यू बिकम वन ऑफ द फर्स्ट एक्ट्रेसेस जिन्होंने पहली बार एक जोम्बी का रोल जो है वो ऑन स्क्रीन इनैक्ट किया है। तो हाउ डिड
Correct.
ऑल दैट हैपन यार?
So I actually just got a call from Divyansh one day, and he was like, "Listen, I need to see you. I have this very good story in mind, and I think that you'd be perfect for it." And I'm being Wild Buffalo's second song. This is actually the second song. उनका पहला गाना एक हो चुका था, and उसके पहले they had a Ganpati Puja, which was not really considered as a song. It was a beginning for
ओके।
something great. So he just called me, and I met him, and he told me the story, and I fell in love. I was like, मैं ये करने ही वाली हूँ. I'm not gonna say no to this, because it's a new character for me. And as an actor, you want to experience and explore every character possible in the best possible manner. So I said, a zombie is very new, and everyone who saw the video has said this, that no one in Bollywood has made such a video till
राइट।
now. Till date, no one has, because it's a story. Firstly, it's a story which you don't know whether YouTube will accept or not. We had to take the risk. It's something that, you know, because it has a lot of blood involved and a lot of things, but it's something that's going to remove an artist out of you. So I think that was something that I was really, really, like, you know, appealed by. And I was like, this is something I want to look into. I want to do it. And I've enjoyed doing it. I think um, it's actually quite funny, because on set throughout I was laughing. And only in my scenes, I was like, okay, let's just bite him. Otherwise, it was all like, this is super funny. But in fact, I have to tell you this कि पहले scene में जहाँ पर हम दोनों Adil, my co-star,
Yeah, yeah.
and we were running and coming in, right? Because the zombies had just started attacking. So we were running, and at the same time, I got super scared of the zombie. I actually got scared. So the director caught that moment and he's like, listen, I'm taking this. I have to take this. And I was like, yeah, please take it. It's so natural. Just take it. Because I'm someone who gets scared of all this. Like, I'm a person who gets scared of blood and stuff. And Divyansh knew it. And he was like, listen, this is going to be more challenging for you than anyone else. Because you're the one who's carrying out the beginning of the zombie era and going into converting someone else into one.
Correct.
So, so he was just like, it's literally gonna be you who's gonna be like taking this whole thing over, on your own shoulders. And I was like, yeah, okay, makes sense. So then he just gave me all the strength and he was like, just go for it. I've had 2 sleepless nights after the zombie shoot because the tattoo was here on my hand, which is obviously no more. And I was literally staring at it all night because the tattoo artist was so good that it just wasn't going. And I was like, what is this? But
तो
yeah, we've
आप
had an
zombie को
amazing
देख के डरे तो सेट पे आपको देख के भी कोई डरा when you were in that whole getup?
Everyone was telling me you're looking gorgeous, and I was like, "Can you stop? Please
Gorgeous,
tell me that I'm
gorgeous
looking bad."
zombie.
Yeah, literally. Even like my stylist and like everyone, Vibhuti and Divya, everyone was just like, "Listen, you're looking really pretty, and how can a zombie look so pretty?" And I was like, "Listen, you guys need to make me feel ugly. Just do it." But yeah, we've had an amazing time shooting. I've worked with a very lovely team, and I think the added feather to the cap was the fact that I got to know that Ankit Tiwari is going to be singing our song because हमें पता नहीं था ये beginning में. Actually, it wasn't even decided.
Okay.
There was still decisions being made whether it's going to be Ankit or it's going to be Javed Ali.
Hmm.
So then they decided that okay, Ankit is going to be there, and it was so nice that he's even done the song and the way he's done it so beautifully. I think his voice just adds so much beauty to the
Correct,
song. So
correct. लव
because
सॉन्ग है
the way
कहने
it
को,
just
लेकिन
comes.
कहने को लव सॉन्ग
Yeah,
है, इट हैज ऑल द इमोशंस,
हाँ जी,
बट वो जैसे
yes.
आपको 2 स्लीपलेस नाइट्स हुई थी, तो मुझे लगता है जितने लोगों ने देखा है और जो आगे भी देखेंगे उनको भी होंगी स्लीपलेस नाइट्स तो।
A lot of people replied saying, "Yo, but you've done a brilliant job." And I'm just like, okay, I get it.
वो इतना गॉर्जियस ज़ॉम्बी, चलेगा चलेगा।
Yeah, we've I think this was a very new character for me, and I'm extremely grateful to have performed because I feel that more than anything, your storyline is very important. And I had made up my mind that right now I'm not going to be doing any more music videos until and unless I find that the story is really really attractive and this is something I want to take up. Because the thing is, I don't want to overdo anything.
Right.
Now that I've already reached the next level, I don't want to do everything. I just want to filter things out. I want to make the right decisions because I've done a lot of music videos where you must have seen I'm romancing.
Yes.
So it's a lot of romance, it's a lot of sadness, it's a lot of, there's also anger, which was in Hisab. There's also a lot's happening. There's also dance, acting. So everything's done. It was just that I wanted to be able to show every character possible. And I think Sarjan just like made it so much better.
करेक्ट एंड इट डिफाइंड यू एज एन एक्ट्रेस आल्सो, क्योंकि बहुत सारे फेशियल एक्सप्रेशंस ही हैं आपके, एंगर का है, प्यार का है, वो सारी चीजें आपने बहुत अच्छे से दिखाई। नाउ लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट थिंग, जो अभी डेब्यू आपका वेब सीरीज का हुआ है। सो लेट्स टॉक अबाउट योर रोल इन दैट वाइब हंटर, हाउ डिड इट ऑल हैपन, क्योंकि काफी आपके डायरेक्टर हो या लोग हो अप्रिशिएट कर रहे हैं तानिया को, सो हाउ डिड दैट हैपन?
So Tanya happened out of nowhere. To be very honest with you, I was just sitting at home with my cousins, and they just came from Dubai, and we were just relaxing. And I thought I'm on a holiday while I just get a call, and they go like, "There's Vibe Hunters that's taking place, and we've locked you for Tanya." And I was like, "Oh, I'm directly locked, no audition." And they're like, "No, no audition. You're directly locked." And I'm just like, "Ooh," and they just go like, they send me the script. So I said, "Okay, but first I want to check the script and have a look and see whether this is what I want to do." So saw the script, really liked the story because there was also a lot of comedy involved in it. So and I really like the concept, that Tanya is the one who's going to be. So mainly my role was such where I was supposed to be one of the people involved in the plan that was made. But at the same time, I was supposed to ghumao, firao things in such a way that the cops also believe me. that even the person who I plan stuff with believes me, that, everything goes in order. And we know that, chalo, all these things are happening. So at the same time, if you've seen the Vibe Hunters, what was happening was that after every one person was caught or called to the cop station, there was always the same person sending in a text to the other person to come. So the whole plan was that the whole team reaches the cop station at the end of the day and sees the videos happening on the news channels together. That is the whole criteria. Because the message to be conveyed to the audience was, in simple words, that we wanted to hype our music video. That's all. So for the music video to be hyped, you have to make sure that you go to the top, which means to the cops, to the news channels, everywhere where people are going to be like, oh my God, ye masla chal raha hai. This is something that's happening. Let's target it now. And then every news following right after was going to be a news which was obviously going to be in the limelight because so much is happening. So I think I've really enjoyed playing the role of Tanya because that's a lot like me. I am that sort of a person. The way I was doing certain dialogues when I was sitting with Mihir in the cop station and we two were fighting and we were talking in such a way. That's just been me. Even in school days, that's just how I do masti with my friends. That's just been me as a person. So for me, I felt like Tanya is me. This was something, and I also feel like the director has actually, he's literally seen that characters ko lenge jo wo real life mein hai. Because I've seen that. All of us were literally like just the way we are in reality.
Right.
And I also I've enjoyed shooting with Mihir. I've enjoyed shooting with Yogendra Vikram. He's one of our co-stars also. He's the cop in it, who's obviously always entertaining people. But the Vibe Hunters has been, of course, it's been very different for me because, like you said, it was my web series debut and my acting debut. So it was very new for me. It was very different for me. And I feel it gave me a lot more confidence to go out there. And it just makes you realize that, okay, you have no contacts, but you've still bagged something on your own hard work, because I feel like it's planned in such a way where I have my journey where I started with modeling, music videos, and then back the web series. So I feel the fact that I'm very, very overwhelmed with all the love and the response, because at the end of the day, that's something that's going to be giving me more projects, which is happening.
Right.
So I am very grateful for it, and I also feel like I want to work more. Because I feel you're never perfect, right? You're always learning. And I feel like acting is such a career where every character is going to be different. So you're never going to be a perfect actor. You're only going to grow as an artist. Whether it's doing a scary role, whether it's doing because what happens is a debut leaves only one mark in the mind that, okay, she's done this character. But the hundreds more follow later.
Correct.
So a lot to learn, a lot to explore. There's a lot of beauty. That's what I feel.
So what are the kind of roles that you would want to do, whatever the platform is, चाहे वो web series हो, of course music videos भी होंगे, उसमें भी acting ही involved होती है, या movies हैं. तो as an actor, what does Kashika really want to do? The kind of roles she would never say no to.
I think something that makes sense, a story that makes sense, not just for the heck of being in a movie, but a story that's going to be conveying a message to the audience that this is it. This is how things are supposed to be. Just giving them a little knowledge and just adding something and letting them know that you're taking meaning back home from this movie. I'm not going to let you leave the theater without conveying a message.
Right.
Simple. But I also feel like at the same time, at some point you got to do roles like comedy roles. At some point you got to make things very, very interesting, very, very different for the audience, because an audience also wants change. So accordingly change, of course, but at the same time, something that is decent. You must have seen my pictures. You must have seen my Instagram. I'm someone who likes to keep myself very, very covered.
Yeah.
And any role that would keep me covered, any decent role, but with dignity. Because for me, anything I've been brought up in such a way that my parents have always taught me that an actor, and this is what I also feel, that an actor is someone who talks through their eyes, through their face, their expressions, and not their body. And this is what I feel, to be very honest. So someone who is, I want to be able to do everything I can with my expressions. I want to be able to do everything possible. I want a director to tell me, Kashika, you've got this and you remove it now. Remove it, in something like that. So that's how I see scripts. That's how I witness characters, and that's how I feel that I can do this particular role. if only it's going to be getting some character out of it.
Uh-huh.
So,
Great.
yeah.
So may you keep getting those kind of roles. Lastly, jate jate, you have millions
Huh.
of followers. People love your work. So what is the message that you would want to tell them?
Firstly, I want to say thank you so much to all my fans. I've been seeing all the posts you guys make every day, all the pictures, your story, but I can't sit down and reshare all because it's all gonna be like full otherwise. And obviously because I also have a lot of brand posts and a lot of stuff to do. So I just want, and it's very important that the engagement stays there. So that's the reason I don't overfill it. But apologies for that. And I'm so grateful for you guys. I love you. And I can't wait for you guys to see what's coming up because there's so much coming up.
Yes, so I think everybody who's been following you and your work, Kashika, वो बेसब्री से इंतजार करेंगे. And on behalf of my entire team and myself, we wish you all the luck for your future and keep entertaining us. And thank you so much for this
Thank you.
interview.